Hello good people, it's Monday. I feel like I haven't done a case review in a very long time, so let's change that. No, I'm coming for you, Phanteks Shift X. No. But first, I gotta clear out my space. Did you guys know that all Phanteks enclosures come double boxed to protect the case inside? And if Fred was real, he wouldn't approve. Wow, look at that size difference. This is the Meshify C, nice and compact ATX. This is the P300, a tiny bit smaller, also ATX. So, is it worth the $59? Let's check it out. The Cooler Master MS120 brings an affordable keyboard and mouse combo to your gaming setup with mechanical-like switches and clicky feedback, beautiful RGB support with plenty of lighting effects, and a gaming mouse that is both comfortable and has excellent tracking. Check it out in the description below. So this, my friends, is the new Phanteks Eclipse P300 enclosure. It's the cheapest case Phanteks has put out at only $59, and it's got many excited for its tempered glass integration, simple full metal frame, and even built-in RGB illumination on the side that is tasteful with options for expansion if you buy the LED strip. And on paper, the P300 is the budget case to buy. With ATX motherboard support, it fits up to a 280mm radiator at the front, and it's fully dust-proof with removable filters on all the airflow channels, so the power supply area, top exhaust, and two small filters on the front panel. It almost seems too good to be true in a package this compact. And here it is next to the S340 Elite mid-tower, or my current mid-tower of choice, the Meshify C from Fractal Design. Alright, so this price point of $59 is appealing for the market because we love tempered glass side panel, we love the full metal body, but exactly how much are we sacrificing when we reach that low budget price point? Well, you know what, the compromises here are actually minimal. For example, the bottom portion of the case, which has the power supply shroud, is also part of the exterior frame. And this way we have a smaller tempered glass window that saves on cost without sacrificing the structural integrity of that full metal frame. It still looks good with a shroud exposed like that, but of course a full glass panel looks more uniform and I would say even more premium, like on the S340 Elite. The mount here is very basic with 4 thumb screws, and we have this tiny lip on the bottom on which the glass can sit to help with the mounting procedure, and that's highly appreciated. The other side panel is fully solid with captive thumb screws, and I'm so happy to see that becoming the standard even within this price category. For airflow, a single 120mm exhaust fan is included. You can populate one more at the top, and the front of the case supports a 240 or a 280mm radiator, of course with their respective fans, without entering into the bottom chamber. So the power supply shroud is fully closed off except for those small cable cutouts underneath the motherboard. Alright, so radiators. My giant EK 280mm radiator does not fit. It is simply too tall, and the frame cannot accommodate for 320mm in height for a 280mm radiator, so that's out of the equation. A 240mm radiator fits no problem, so that's good. However, my X62 from NZXT, the Kraken X62, is 315mm in height, and that has compatibility issues as it's bumping into those front power connectors. And Phanteks realized this mistake, and they'll be releasing a new power and connector module for the top, so you don't have to worry about compatibility issues with your 280mm radiators. So the X62 and others will fit. But of course, with the current batch, as long as your radiator is 27mm in thickness or shorter than 311mm in height, you should be okay. And the I/O, by the way, is very simple with dual USB 3s. There's the audio jacks and a button to cycle colors for the side LED or the optional LED strips, or even the Halos RGB fan frames. And for storage, the drive cage is accessible from the front when you remove the panel. The caddies are SSD compatible and they face the front of the case to create enough room around this area for cable management. This also means that power supplies longer than 160mm might have trouble fitting in, but the drive cage is removable if you need that extra length for clearance. And if you do remove it, a single SSD bracket will save you day. It's included at the back. So what is it like building inside a $59 enclosure in 2017? Let's find out. Also, the accessories box don't include much.
So the assembly was pretty much flawless. I do appreciate the little things like the middle motherboard standoff that catches the motherboard, or appropriately small cutouts on the front of the case to pass the fan cables into the rear. And to me, this portion looks very good. We have seen a similar layout from the Meshify C to guide all your cables vertically near the front of the case, and it works really well here with Velcro straps and a few cable tie points spread around the back to flatten all your cables. The lack of rubber grommets on the metal cutouts is not really a big deal, especially at this price, and they look to be well positioned for routing the 24-pin or the SATA cables, and when the side panel is closed, it will black out the cutouts anyway. Space underneath the motherboard is good to route the front I/O, so the layout is as simple as you can get without any glaring oversights, although I do have two complaints.
So for one, I dislike this PCI bracket. I don't know why it has to be here. It just becomes more difficult installing GPUs or anything in your PCI slots. So yeah, it's just an additional piece that you have to worry about. And my second complaint is with the top section here with the cutouts. So there's only a single usable one in the corner here, which you can route your 8-pin and maybe some other things. But there is a second cutout right here, but it's completely covered by the motherboard unless you pre-route things before inserting it. So this cutout is pretty much useless right now. There is one in the front section, but it's a little further away from this whole top area. So if you have to route anything from the top of the motherboard to this rear chamber, you have to use this corner one, or you have to use this thing, but you have to keep in mind to pre-route things beforehand.
And to finish off this video, the P300 is a well-balanced budget package that carries the usual staples from Phanteks, like the built-in RGB support and a user-friendly assembly. It's not super fancy, but the exterior is quite nice for $59, and we're giving it the HardwareCanucks Damn Good Value Award. If you're strictly on a budget, seriously take a look at the P300.
Whew! Alright, so I got my fill of a case review. Hope you did too. Let me know what you think of the P300 in the comments below. Make sure to check out these relevant videos here and subscribe for more. See you next time.